eBay Motors is here for the ride. Remember when you first saw the potential? And then, through some elbow grease, fresh installs, and a whole lot of love, you transformed 100,000 miles and a body full of rust into a drive that's all your own. There's nothing else that sounds like, feels like, or looks like the set of wheels in your garage. And with over 122 million parts, you can make sure your number one ride or die stays running smoothly, so there's no limit to how far you can take it. Brake kits, turbochargers, engines, exhaust kits, roof racks, LED lights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Plus, at these prices, well, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, it's Rick Lewis here. If you suffered from hail damage or wind damage recently in Aurora, Centennial, Parker, Denver, Thornton, Commerce City, you need to get a hold of my guys at Advanced Exteriors. These guys are locally owned and operated. They can help you out. I stand by these guys. They do a great job. They've been around for a long time. Go to advancedexteriors.com or call them 303-756-7663.
You're listening to the Dollop. Each week, I do. Each week. Read a story from American history to my friend Gareth Reynolds,
who has no idea what the topic's going to be about.
I'm going to leave that on there. No, I have to take it off, right?
Okay, all right.
It's up to you.
I don't even know. It's almost so fun. It's almost, I mean, it's the battle of funny versus prudent. And I think funny wins.
God, do you want to hit a dude?
I'll do one bump.
People say this is funny?
Not Gary Gareth. Dave, okay.
Someone or something is tickling people.
Is it for fun?
And this is not going to become the Tickling Podcast.
Okay.
You are Queen Fakey of Made Up Town.
All hail Queen Shit of Liesville.
A bunch of religious virgins go to mingle
And do what?
pray.
I want to thank all of our subscribers at Patreon. This podcast is brought to you by our subscribers. We thank each and every one of you who donate. You help us a lot. Because this podcast is a lot of work.
You're the wind beneath our podcast wings.
You are the wind beneath our pod.
You have a stunning voice.
Thank you. I was a young Mariah Carey.
That's interesting. My buddy opened for Mariah Carey for 12 shows. Never met her.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I was like, what was she like? He goes, I don't fucking know.
I know.
Never saw her.
That's
she didn't
incredible.
give a fuck. Yeah.
What a.
Well, she's very insulated, shockingly.
But who can just still go say fucking hi to the guy opening for you?
Oh, absolutely.
Monster.
Go say hi. Yeah.
Well, January 8th, 1831. I mean, it's already out of the
All
bag.
right.
John Stith Pemberton was born in Knoxville, Georgia. His father was James Clifford Pemberton. Pemberton grew up and went to local schools in Rome, north of Atlanta. He studied herbal medicine and pharmacy at the Southern Botanical Medical College at 17. Then, in 1850, when he was 19, he received a license to practice on Thomsonian or botanic principles.
Okay. So herbal remedies.
Yeah. Now, Thomsonian medicine was based on the works of Samuel Thomson. He believed, quote, fever is nature's effort to throw off disease and therefore ought to be treated as a friend and not as an enemy, as is the practice of physicians.
Cuckoo.
Okay, not the worst idea considering the time, though.
No.
I mean, fevers do exist for a reason.
Well, no, and actually most antibiotics do come from nature. Right? What? I think I like what this guy's doing.
It's fun when I stare at you and you just kind of unravel.
Yeah.
So
I think you're supposed to think things like that.
Thomsonian treatments involve steam baths. So someone has a fever. And
I'm already in, baby.
So
Spa day?
Yeah, no, you have a fever of 103 and then a dude puts you in a steam
Put me in
bath.
the steam room. Cool me down, baby.
How about a hot tub?
Your arm hurts? Let's kick your arm.
He would give herbal remedies like bayberry, hemlock, witch hazel, raspberry, water lily, rosemary, ginger, and cayenne pepper. These were all supposed to, quote, hold heat in the stomach or induce vomiting. Which seem like the opposite things.
Right. Okay.
It's either gonna make you hot in the tummy or make you vomit.
You're going to get really sick from our cure.
Pemberton practiced medicine at first in Rome, Georgia. Then where he performed a few eye surgeries. That's all it said. That's all it said. That was the whole thing
I'm going to go ahead and be on rec. I don't think that's good.
I think any eye surgery performed in 1830 was fucking horrific. I imagine it's just taking out the eye. That's all I can think of.
And even then, I cannot imagine. They'll just be like, well, your ear's gone. What's next? No, his eye.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Hey, gotta take your eye out.
Who's this you? Let me get my thumb in there deep.
But me foot hurts. We're taking the eye out.
Don't worry, you got a troll lives in your eye, makes your foot ache.
Where's me spoon? Gotta put a little ginger in there now.
There we are. And now I'm gonna eat the ginger. You're better.
Thanks for coming to Monsters. Next, he moved to Columbus, Georgia. At this point, Thomsonian medicine was no longer popular. So it had a little
fizzle
flare-up. When he was in Columbus, he met his soon-to-be wife, Anne Eliza Clifford Lewis. Everyone called her Cliff.
Sure, that's what you want your wife to be called.
Hey, meet Cliff. Hi.
Hey.
I've got a vagina.
Uh-huh.
They got hitched in 1853 and soon had their first, and it turns out, only child. His name was Charles. They called him Charlie. Since Thomsonian medicine was no longer the way to go, Pemberton started a wholesale retail drug business that specialized in substances used in the composition of chemical remedies.
Okay.
And to help, he got a graduate degree in pharmacy, which I don't know what that meant in 1831.
Sure. You go to CVS University, grab a pharmacy degree.
Right. This was when the
Bing, bang, boom.
The first Rite Aid pharmacy college opened up.
That's right. Right. RAU.
His business was somewhat successful, and he went through several partners over the next 10 years. Then the U.S. Civil War broke out in 1861.
Good times.
Pemberton's uncle, John C. Pemberton, was a respected soldier who had fought in the Seminole and Mexican-American Wars and was now a general for the Confederacy. So Pemberton decided to join and fight with the South. He helped organize a group of older men in Columbus and was said to have served with distinction.
Yeah.
Pemberton earned the rank of lieutenant colonel in the 3rd Georgia Cavalry Battalion. His uncle played an important part in the war, being defeated and surrendering during the critical siege of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So he's good shit.
The South surrendered on April 9th, 1865. The war was over.
And what's good is people will find they let it go pretty easy.
Yep.
No grudges held.
Unfortunately, telegraph lines had been destroyed during the war, and word of surrender had not gotten back to the boys in Columbus.
Okay.
Union general in charge, James Wilson, led an attack on the city. On April 16th, 7 days after the end of the war, Pemberton was engaged in a sword fight on horseback. He was slashed with a sword across his torso and then shot.
Oh, my God.
He did recover from his wounds, but his recovery included using morphine as pain medicine.
Yeah.
The use of morphine was incredibly common at the time, and Pemberton, like many, became a morphine addict.
Perfect.
Everyone was using it. So many soldiers were addicted to morphine due to their injuries that morphine addiction became known as the soldier's disease.
Oh, shit. All right.
Estimates say as many as 400,000 vets were addicts. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of dudes.
Yeah, that's a lot of morphine.
Yeah, that is a lot of fucking morphine.
Morphine.
I got it. I wish it hadn't happened.
Sure.
But I got it.
We all feel like that.
Well, now we all feel like morphine addicts.
Thank you.
Because of that joke.
All right. Just let it go.
It wasn't hard to figure out. They wore a leather strap and a small bag around their necks. Inside,
like St. Bernard junkies?
Inside they had morphine in a needle.
Around their necks?
I don't know why.
I think he's starting to use morphine.
Yeah, well, he's got a bag around his neck.
It's exactly what I'm saying. It's a telltale.
Imagine if that's what the heroin addicts did today. Just carried around a sack around their neck.
Be
Like,
great.
oh, look at that.
Hey, look at junkie.
Hey.
At the bank. Look at you.
Look at you with your little morphine pouch.
Aw.
From a medical journal at the time, quote, no plan of medication that has been so carelessly used and thoroughly abused, and no therapeutic discovery that has been so great a blessing and so great a curse to mankind than the hypodermic injection of morphine.
So people are just junking it up in the streets and wherever, right?
Everywhere. I mean, it's
just
400,000 people for this time is a shitload of people.
so people would, yeah, wow.
Yeah, everyone's just junking it up all over the place.
Junking It Up is actually also a show that I host.
It's also a band.
Is it? Junking
Yeah.
It Up really
Yeah,
good.
Junking It Up's
They're,
a good-
they're good, yeah.
Yeah,
they
they're
play a
great.
lot of bottles.
After the war, Morphine Man Pemberton returned to work at his pharmacy.
Oh, so he's now, oh, Jesus.
What?
Wait, he's junking it up.
Yeah, he's on morphine.
And he's a pharmacy,
Fuck yeah, he is.
and pharmacies have access.
I got everything. Yeah, but at this point, morphine's totally legal. You can just fucking
Right.
grab that shit.
Right.
Anywhere. You can go in any Safeway or
It's gum.
Ralph's and just be like, hey, man, I want some
Also a pack of morphine,
mustard. Take some morphine.
these pickles, and the morphine.
And some tampons.
Oh, my wife.
After the war, so he opens a
They
pharmacy.
didn't have tampons. Right?
You know what? That's a history subject I don't want to get into. I don't know what was happening.
When
But I'm
did-
sure it was just a fucking nightmare.
I mean, it's a nightmare now.
No,
Right?
well, I don't know how many friends you just made, but
Well,
maybe.
no, I mean, I'm not talking about like for the dudes. It's a nightmare for the dudes. But I mean, in general, it's like you cope. Like there's never a woman who's like, oh, yay.
Yay! Well, when they're
Well,
they might
that's
be-
true.
yeah.
Actually, you have heard that. I've actually said that before. You did? Thank fucking God! What a weird week this has been.
You know, it'd be worse is if it was the 1830s.
Oh God!
Then we'd have to use drapes. So he developed. There at his pharmacy, he developed patent medicines.
Okay.
These were big at the time. There were many guys offering many types of cures with their concoctions, although they pretty much all used the same ingredients: vegetable extracts with a lot of oil and some morphine.
Right.
Oh.
Well, do you need the vegetable extract?
No. There were no regulations at the time, so these mixtures could easily lead to death,
Good.
like bath salts.
Right.
There was no proof that they were effective, but they were openly sold and claimed all sorts of cures. The drug makers said their fixtures could cure venereal disease, tuberculosis, colic, indigestion, female complaints, and even cancer.
Okay.
What?
Well,
Female complaints? You got stuck about female
No,
complaints?
cancer. Female complaints. We're all looking for a cure. You heard my tampon rant earlier.
Can you do the dishes just once?
Oh, God.
You know what? Take this.
Oh. Do whatever you like, honey. There we go. That's where I need
That's
her.
what I'm talking about.
Docile. That's a good girl. She's a good girl.
Cough medicine usually contained morphine. There was an anti-diarrhea medicine called Dr. Fowler's Strawberry and Peppermint Mixture.
Dr. Fowler's?
Dr. Fowler's Strawberry and Peppermint Mixture.
And it cured diarrhea?
These will stop really loose boom booms. Which
The doctor came by and gave you your boom boom medicine.
they contained 15% alcohol and 1/5 of a grain of morphine per fluid ounce. A grain is literally like a grain of wheat. That's the measurement.
Okay.
So
a nice chunk.
per fluid ounce, 1/5 of a grain. So you're seeing,
That's
you're
a lot
seeing-
of.
you're
That's
seeing
morphine.
how- yeah. There were also
And also, you inject this diarrhea medication.
shoot it into your eyeballs.
Shoot it through your cock.
There were also Bateman's drops that cured rheumatism, pains, hysterias, gallstones, gout, jaundice, and respiratory problems. It's a lot of the.
And it really all is just doing the same thing, right? Which is
all.
just numbing you.
It's fucking horseshit. That mixture had a 48.9% alcohol and 1.9 grains of opium per ounce. So that's just shit-faced material. You were supposed to give 2 drops to a child who was 2 days old. What?
What do you mean, what?
What do you mean?
You can't be junking it up in babies.
5 drops for a 5-day-old baby. What?
Well, okay, here's something.
What?
Your 2-day-old child is going to be 5 days old
Yeah.
soon. So it sounds like a bad first fucking week.
10-year-olds would get half a teaspoon.
10-day-olds?
10-year-olds.
10-year-olds would get half a teaspoon. Oh, these are days or years?
No, I was doing days before.
And now a 10-year-old gets a
10-year-old gets half a teaspoon. That's a lot of. For a kid, that's a lot of actual.
Just 'cause?
Actually, a lot of morphine.
Just 'cause.
Yeah.
Right.
She's like, man, I give my baby 5 drops of this stuff, and he is just solid at that.
He's
point.
not. I mean,
He's so
honestly,
great.
go look at him in his room. He's sleeping like a dead body.
Just laying right on the floor.
He's been in there for 7 months, just laying on the floor. I mean,
Great medicine. I really recommend it.
once he gets up, I'm going to teach him how to read.
Next, Pemberton moved to Atlanta, became a partner in the firm Pemberton, Wilson, Taylor and Company in 1870. Their manufacturing lab had $35,000 worth of the latest equipment. It was written about in the Atlanta...
Imagine seeing that latest equipment now.
Oh,
You'd be like,
it's
guys,
like-
this is pathetic.
Great beaker, bro. It was written about in the Atlanta Constitution, quote, a magnificent establishment, one of the most splendid chemical laboratories that there is in the country. It was onward and upward. 2 years later, he became a trustee of the Atlanta Medical College. Then he started a pharmaceutical business in Philadelphia and started cranking out his stuff en masse. Now remember, he's still a fucking morphine addict.
Right.
Some of his patented medicines. Dr. Sanford's Great Invigorator.
For banging.
Eureka Oil.
For banging.
Indian Queer Hair Dye.
Gay banging.
Triplex Liver Pills.
Drunk banging.
Gingerine.
Redheaded banging.
And lemon and oil and orange elixir.
Nice little drink.
And the greatest liver medicine in the world.
That doesn't he already have a liver medicine on
I
the
know,
market?
but he just stopped like trying on it.
I'm out doing myself.
He was like, fuck it, this is just the best stuff ever.
Sure.
But it was not to be. In 1872, he filed for bankruptcy. One of his creditors said he was, quote, honorable and industrious, but lacks good management. He also had no ability to save money and constantly gave it away to family and friends. And, to top it off, there were 2 business fires, one in 1874 and another in 1878. In the second fire, he lost $20,000 of his stock. Only half was recovered by insurance. But he continued on with his career. In 1881, he served on the first state examining board to license pharmacists in Georgia.
Okay.
Oh boy, the gardeners are here.
Whacking those weeds.
But even more financial ruin was around the corner. In 1883, he came down with an unknown illness.
Not good at that time to have an unknown illness.
Yeah, but also a morphine addict coming down with an unknown illness might just be morphine addict.
No. Give him some morphine. That's what you do.
He had taken on a new partner, local businessman Asa Candler. Somehow, Pemberton lost all of his lab equipment and stock of drugs to Candler while he was ill. Pemberton called Candler, quote, predatory.
So Candler took the shit.
Yeah, he just took everything and fucking bailed. Pemberton was said to have been left in utter ruin. The 1880s were the time of industrialization, and with that came more and more work and frantic lifestyles. George Beard coined the term neurasthenia. Fuck, I looked it up before.
We still use it today.
Neurasthenia. It was a disease of the time with neurotic, psychosomatic, particularly amongst the upper class. So it's fucking in your head.
It's like affluenza.
It's psychosomatic symptoms. It's you're right. Yeah, but it's also, I mean, it can be true. It's probably anxiety. It's probably a bunch of different shit, right?
Well, look, when you got all that money, stressful.
Right. That led to nerve tonics like Huxley's Nerve Vigor.
God,
Vigorol.
I want to go back to this time and just
Right?
drink these things. Just fucking to have nerve tonic.
Well, if you're anxious and someone gives you morphine,
Yeah.
it's fucking awesome.
And by the way,
you're not anxious anymore.
Not different at all from today.
No.
We just have better fucking
We have much better
drugs.
drugs. There were also Dr. Hammond's nerve and brain tablets.
Well, I'm just going to take a brain tablet and go to bed. Huh? Yeah, I've had some nerve tonic, and I got rid of my diarrhea with some raspberry lemonade, and now I'm just going to have a brain tablet. Call it a night.
Advertising on patent medicines exploded. St. Jacob's oil, a anti-neuralgic tincture that was made of turpentine, ether, and alcohol,
Holy shit.
spent $500,000 annually on ads.
What is it? Turpentine?
Turpentine, ether, and alcohol.
I mean, that is a very deadly combination.
Girl, you never had turpentine?
Turpentine, girl, you want a shot of turpentine? Make you feel turpifine. Turpifine, this turpentine.
I don't know if I would use the term turpentine.
Turpentine. And you just call everyone a saint.
A saint.
Hey! Saint David.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
You can't hear him whacking those weeds?
Maybe a little bit, but I think it's okay. So did the W.T. Hansen Company.
Sure.
Spend a lot on advertising for their, quote, pink pills for pale people. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That is some good shit right there. Wipe these tears away for a minute. That really hit me good. Pink pills for pale people?
Just, I guess it makes you not pale.
First of all, there's no way it works, but just terrific.
Clocks, calendars, pens, almanacs, pocket knives, matchbooks, and mirrors were given away with patent medicine ads printed on them. Pretty much exactly what happens today. You got tons of so many pens and shit.
I just want a pink pill so bad.
I know, right? Don't you want a pink pill for a pale person?
I'm English. I need one.
Yeah, you do need one.
I burn. Can't be out long.
Hillsides were clear-cut and giant billboards were propped up. But money was the god of the time. Quote, most Americans are willing to put up with fraud and hype in the name of individual rights and democracy, particularly if there is money to be made. At least nothing's changed.
Hey, welcome to our game plan forever.
So nothing's different. Even a scoundrel was admirable if he was rich enough. But it was still a rough game. Only about 2% of these drug mixtures had any success. So people are just cranking them all out.
Yeah, but nothing's working.
It's not that they're not working; they're just not catching on.
Like weight loss pills.
Even the ones that didn't work, some of them became very successful.
Just because
the word of mouth or whatever,
and also because it would drug you.
Yeah,
so you wouldn't
make you fucking high as shit.
So you'd be like, it's good.
It's good.
I don't know if the brain tablets work as well as they say they do, but all I know. What was they talking about?
I felt really coffee. My head was funny, but then I took this and now I'm lying.
She's had a lot of brain tablets.
I sound like Bill Cosby.
She took too many brain tablets and now she's what the doctors call causing out.
This is great.
She's causing out right now.
Soda water was sold in drugstores, and some also made claims of curative powers. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Makes
you taller.
There was the Moxie Nerve Food.
Ooh.
Which was you could get that in a soda shop.
This was the war on nerves.
That said it cured insomnia, nervousness, softening of the brain.
It cured softening of the brain?
Yes.
Or it cured softening of the brain?
Yeah, it would make your brain less soft. Like if your brain
hard to fight them. Hard to fight them.
If your brain was soft,
prove them wrong.
It also cured paralysis. That's a hard one.
It seems like it probably caused paralysis.
That's a hard one to prove.
Yeah.
You would give it to someone with paralysis and they wouldn't get up, and you'd be like, "Oh, you need more." Or how would that work? Like that's a really simple one to. Like there's one. That means you just take it once. You get one drink and you're like, this didn't work.
Oh, he's jogging now. Yeah, he's jogging around the block.
Also, there was Hires root beer, which we still have.
Hires?
Hires, Hires.
I don't know it.
You haven't seen it? Oh.
I'm sure it might be
gone
store.
now, but it was around maybe 20 years ago. That claimed it had 16 wild roots and berries to purify the blood and make rosy cheeks.
Hey, for those people whose pink pale pills aren't working.
The tonics were sometimes mixed with hard liquor.
Love it, because you're health nuts.
And then came cocaine. In 1884, an Austrian doctor said he had been able to anesthetize the surface of the human eye using a solution of cocaine hydrochloride that had been taken from Peruvian cocoa leaves.
So he really did find cocaine.
Yeah, it was actual cocaine, and he put it in someone's eye.
But didn't it? But it was effective, right?
Didn't it
help numb?
Are they using a leaf blower?
Yeah, he's using a leaf blower. Look at these guys. Oh, I didn't know you used Gilbertos.
Those are our gardeners.
Gilberto's! If you guys need gardening help, Gilberto's is the official gardeners of the Dollop podcast. Gilberto's, we wear bandanas over our faces. He brought cocaine. He basically brought cocaine back and was like, yeah, you can anesthetize.
He discovered it and he told everybody. And then medical researchers in Europe and the United States jumped on the new anesthetic and began to use it in surgery.
Right.
Immediately. Everyone started checking out what cocaine could do. Sigmund Freud...
Sounds like Studio 54.
Yeah. Sigmund Freud wrote, quote, a song of praise to this medical substance.
A song?
A song of praise.
Meaning that he just sings its praises. He didn't write a song.
He wrote a song of praise. That was what he...
But that's it.
He didn't write it. Are you saying he
not
wrote
lyrics.
a song? No,
Yeah.
he didn't. Maybe
Okay.
he could have been. He was so high on cocaine, he could have.
Well,
It just said
if you've got some pain in your brain, just try a little bit of cocaine.
Oh
hey!
my God. We found this whole drawer full of songs at
And
Freud.
the Freud dancers, aren't they beautiful? Look at them.
We found a whole drawer full of Freud songs to
That's
cocaine.
right. That's right.
Cocaine began to be used as a treatment for drug addiction,
Well,
alcoholism, depression.
I'll tell you,
fatigue.
in my experience with cocaine, it's always cured all those things.
It does do that.
You
But then-
feel rested and you don't want to drink.
But the next day,
You feel fine. Little cocaine.
I've never done it. I wouldn't know.
Never?
I've never done any drugs.
Me either.
Just 1 year after the
I
Austrian...
haven't either.
Just 1 year after the Austrian doctor's discovery, cocaine was being used everywhere. It was now everywhere in the U.S. 1855 was a year of, quote, coca mania.
They still hold that in San Jose.
Cocaine was used in patent medicines, ointments, sprays, hypodermic injections, suppositories for hemorrhoids. Now, when I read that, I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Why can't that still be a thing where if you have a bad, painful hemorrhoid,
Yeah.
you just fucking stick some cocaine in your butt?
Yeah. Well, the problem is your butt doesn't shut up. Keeps telling you fucking stories that go nowhere. And then this other toilet I was at this one time, you're like, oh, Jesus, butt. Shut the fuck up. But what... So, really, though, if you think about it, like... So you have this sort of self-fulfilling, like... People are using cocaine to cure things, and cocaine makes you think crazy thoughts.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I don't want to cure it. Cocaine. Cocaine cures everything.
Yeah.
Just do a little cocaine and you'll be fine. I actually came up with another cure.
Could you imagine this era? So if everyone's fucking using cocaine, it
Everyone.
sounds like everyone's fucking taking it.
Right.
Can you imagine how horrendous the fucking horrendous business ideas that came out of that time, and just the endless ideas that were garbage? Like just everyone in the country is just coming up with just terrible fucking. Hey man, let's make a chain store.
Hey, man,
Just-
let's put birds on our hats.
Like yes.
Bingo.
So there were many ads also. Burnett's cocaine for the hair.
Oh, my God.
Cures dandruff, soothes all irritation for the scalp, makes the hair grow, and gives a beautiful luster.
I'll be honest. What doesn't cocaine on your head do?
It'd be amazing. Your
Sounds
whole head
good.
goes numb.
Yeah.
Cocaine tooth drops, instantaneous cure for children.
My friend who's done cocaine says that when it hits your mouth, you go very numb.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that makes sense.
Coca-Cola, a cocaine chewing paste, was sold for 50 cents a pouch.
Oh, my God.
And then there was cocaine wine. Vin Mariani was a tonic and patent medicine made from Bordeaux wine and coca leaves. Now, that had been around since 1863 in France. But when Americans started cranking out cocaine wine, the guy who created it in France, Angelo Mariani, was not impressed. He said American imitators made, quote, worthless so-called coca drinks that are nothing more than solutions of cocaine in inferior grades of wine, shamefully prepared by unscrupulous or ignorant persons who are bringing discredit to a really useful drug. So he's a French guy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a cocommelier. How dare you?
You fucking pigs.
It takes so much more than just putting grapes in a bottle with cocaine.
Americans were just basically putting...
And we made like Bud Light Limerita out
Right,
of it.
it's exactly what we
Like,
did.
hey!
Americans were just putting cocaine into shitty wine, which just made the wine taste bitter, but got people high.
Why can't we still have cocaine wine? Come on, we're all grown-ups here. Come on, the world's falling apart.
Yeah,
let's just have some coke. Let's. Can I just say, let's go out drinking cocaine wine?
You can say it, yeah.
Coke wine.
Mariani's wine had 7 milligrams of cocaine per dose. I don't know what. I guess glass.
Yeah, right. Per dose. So medical.
Some American cocoa wines had 35 to 70 milligrams of cocaine.
See?
It's just so American.
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, sorry, Frenchie, we did it better.
It's like, we got
You need to use
the perfect amount. Gives you a small, happy feeling.
No, actually, if you just put a bunch of it in the bottle and shake it up, then you can pound it.
Hey, I can't see my eyes!
That means the wine's working.
It was recommended one should take a wine glass 3 to 4 times a day.
This is a great era. This is a great era. What was happening? Everybody could just do cocaine.
Some wine brands said kids should only get half that dose.
Oh, fucking narcs. Quacks.
Pemberton was in on the wine coca from one of his ads in 1885. The most successful tonic of the age, Pemberton's French wine coca, recommended by 20,000 eminent physicians for... I love that this is a guy on Blow making an ad. Yeah, it's like 20,000 people love it. They fucking love it. Like 20,000 guys, they just take it all the time. You just take it, just keep taking it. I'm going to go for a jog.
No, you just came back from jogging. We have work to do.
I know, but let's jog again.
Stop moving your mouth.
I can't stop taking medicine.
Why? Your mouth looks like it looks like Billy Idol's living in your mouth.
So much medicine to take.
Is it medicine?
I don't know. I'm going to run.
Okay.
It was for the cure of all nervous afflictions.
Okay, that's the best. Yeah, cocaine take the nerves down. Yeah, that's true. We've all seen the end of Goodfellas. You know how cocaine makes you stress less.
It is pleasant to take. It will prove itself beyond price. Another ad. French wine coca strengthens and exhilarates. Coca, a wonderful invigorator of the genital organs and removes all physical and mental exhaustion.
I mean, sign me up for this one.
Right? This one gets your fucking genital organs all
okay, yeah, they really you have to keep outdoing each other.
Yeah, right.
Not only will... Okay, now it'll make your dick hard and all your problems go away.
Your vagina gets puffy. What?
Don't help, Barry.
It will also cure physical and mental exhaustion, the best-known remedy for morphine and opium habits.
Imagine... That's just the greatest.
Sick headache, neuralgia, wakefulness, loss of memory, nervous tremors, melancholy, etc. Sold by Pemberton and Gresham, sole proprietors.
God.
Another ad. Cocoa wine is a delightful tonic, regulates the bowels, liver, and kidneys to perfection, and is, quote, a boon to suffering humanity.
I mean, really ambitious stuff. Yeah, you'll ship more and the world's problems will go away.
If you feel out of sorts, blue, or melancholy, a few doses of Pemberton French cocoa wine will make you well and happy. Under its influence, all things in nature seem to be at work for your good. And this is all very true about cocaine. And you'll experience a feeling of indescribable ease, contentment, and satisfaction.
Oh, man.
Also, you're going to be an asshole to your friends. Coca is the most wonderful invigorator of all the sexual organs and will cure seminal weakness, impotency, etc., while all other remedies fail.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
It's a happy dick drink.
It's just the best.
That basically said everything.
Listen, drink this wine every day and all your problems go away. Cocoa wine.
But there was pushback.
From who?
Right? Against everyone, including children, from taking cocaine in all forms.
What? You're telling me kids can't do cocaine?
The Atlanta Constitution wrote a critical article of cocaine and said that people would soon be demanding a remedy for the cocaine habit. Pemberton responded with his own article. Quote, "It is perfectly wonderful what cocoa does. It is the very best substitute for morphine. As he knows, it supplies the place of that drug, curing the patient of addiction without inconvenience or pain. We Americans are a great army of nervous invalids."
Sure, a little cocaine will put that fire out.
What a thing to write.
Yeah.
What a fucking Look, we're just fucking awful. We're all, okay, look, Americans are a fucking mess.
He's coked out of his tits.
Cocoa promotes robust health, tremendous physical and mental activity, and long life. I wish it were in my power to substitute coca and compel all who were addicted to the use of opium, morphine, alcohol, tobacco, or other narcotic stimulants to live on the coca plant.
Yeah.
So he's pushing that shit, bro.
Fuck yeah.
The temperance movement had been gaining steam in the 1800s, and by November of 1885, the Atlantic Council voted to end the drinking of alcohol beginning on July 1st, 1886.
Wait, end the drinking of alcohol?
Alcohol.
Oh, so okay, right.
So Pemberton started working on a new French wine coca that did not have wine in it.
That's amazing to be like, well, we've got to eliminate alcohol. Keep the cocaine.
But blow is perfect.
Blow's fine.
He mixed different food flavors and oil, citrus flavors, and added sugar. He kept tinkering with it.
He's making Coke food?
Calling it a temperance drink. Down the street at Jacob's Pharmacy, the soda counter would do test runs for him. At some point, he settled on a formula. He had taken on two partners, Frank Robinson and David Doe. They were advertising men and had come up with a new color printing device. But no one really was interested in the color ads, so the men sat down to come up with a name for the new temperance drink. Other similar tonic at the time were Botanic Blood Balm. I don't think I would take that one.
I'd definitely a round of those.
Copeland's Cholera Cure.
Catchy.
Pierce's Pleasant Purgative Pellets.
I love how alliteration was the key. that was ad wizardry.
Are you sensing a sort of pattern here?
Yes.
Goff's Giant Globules. And Radway's Ready Relief.
Goff?
Goff's.
Goffs?
Goff. Goff's.
They're not even using alliteration right at Goffs.
Robinson made a suggestion. Coca-Cola. Which was...
That's right. This is cornflakes all over again.
Which was basically just the name of the two main ingredients. Then they made the first ad. Coca-Cola syrup and extract for soda water and other carbonated beverages. This intellectual beverage and temperance drink contains the valuable tonic and nerve stimulant properties of the coca plant and cola nuts and makes not only a delicious, exhilarating, refreshing, and invigorating beverage, but a valuable brain tonic and a cure for all nervous affections, sick headache, neuralgia, hysteria, melancholy, etc. The peculiar flavor of the Coca-Cola delights every palate. It is dispensed from the soda fountain in the same manner as any of the fruit syrups. P.S. Pemberton, chemist and sole proprietor. It sold decently in Atlanta. Pemberton went back to his lab and back to coming up with other medicines. Robinson took over the production and advertising of Coca-Cola. The 14 Georgia soda fountains served Coca-Cola in that year. Now, Prohibition had officially kicked off in July in 1886 in Atlanta, but it seemed it wasn't really enforced because you could still buy stuff like Duffy's Pure Malt Whiskey for medicinal use.
So good.
Hey, I need some medicine. You got any of that whiskey back there?
Yeah, take a shot of medicine. Here, guys, I'm serving medicine.
Oh, boy, I'm going to need some more medicine.
Yeah, take another rip of that medicine.
Keep lining them up.
Yeah.
Pemberton was selling about 720 bottles a day of French wine cocoa, which he now called a temperance drink. So he just renamed his wine.
Who's enforcing this prohibition?
Nobody. It also had increased powers, according to him. Ads now said people lived for over 120, 130, 140, even 150 years old by drinking it.
So there was nobody was in charge of advertising bullshit at this point.
There's absolutely no one in charge. This is...
You'll live to be 140. Your dick's never been harder.
This is the free market without regulation.
Yeah.
Prohibition was not long for the world in Atlanta. Just 10 months after it started, it was over. People wanted to drink, and clearly they weren't being able to stop it. David Doe left the Coca-Cola business, so one of his partners was out, and new partners came in. Pharmacist M.P. Alexander and Woolfolk Walker. Walker would be the salesman of Coca-Cola, and also young Charlie Pemberton started working at the company. Again, though he wasn't now so young, he was 33 years old. Charlie was now known for
but he drinks Coca-Cola, so he's like an eighth of the way through his life.
Charlie was now known for his hard drinking and womanizing.
All right.
On June 6th, Pemberton applied for a patent for Coca-Cola, and he was granted it on June 28th in his name only.
Prick.
Pemberton fell ill, again, as he did before.
Yeah.
Then 11
What do you think it's from?
I can't imagine. Then
That
11
healthy lifestyle he's been living for the last
morphine and blow
12
for
years.
fucking... Then 11 days later, Pemberton sold 2/3 of his Coca-Cola rights to a soda fountain owner named Willis Venable and George Lowndes, who was an old friend. Pemberton got $1,201. Of that, $1,200 was an interest-free loan, which would come out of his future profits from the 1/3 of the company he had left.
What?
He basically sold it all for $1
Okay.
and a loan.
Great.
Pemberton also sold all his equipment and supplies that he used to make Coca-Cola, as well as a copy of the formula. Well, now he's
What is he doing?
Well, he's a drug addict.
But he's acting erratically, David. Why?
Yeah, you want the formula?
Yeah.
Will you give me the formula? You want to?
Sure.
You need the formula?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how about $1?
Sure.
How about $1? Okay.
Isn't it worth a lot?
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna go get a soda.
Later, weirdo.
Now there were also the two guys who had come to the company, right? The guys we just talked about, Alexander and Walker,
Right.
New partners.
Yeah.
When they heard about the sale,
They were over the moon.
that was when they learned that Pemberton had secured the patent in his name only,
Oh, right.
even though they were
Right.
business partners. So one pulled out of the business and took his investment and went back to Tennessee the next day. Now, Robinson and Walker were accusing Pemberton of conspiracy to ruin the business. What Robinson didn't know was that Alexander had left because Pemberton had put the patent in his name. So this other, so there's
He didn't
another.
say anything?
So that is different. We're talking about there
Yeah,
are several guys now involved in the business. So there's Alexander and Walker who
Yeah.
came in late, and then there was Robinson and Doe who were the two advertising guys who came in. So
Right.
Robinson was the seller. So you had those four guys.
And then,
So one of them left,
right.
and I believe Doe might have left by now, just taken off because he thought it was bullshit. So now you have Robinson and Walker and
Pemberton.
So now Alexander leaves, and this is when Robinson doesn't know that Pemberton has sold off or put the patent in his name
Right.
and then sold it off. So,
But that's why Walker left.
yeah,
So Walker just didn't even say anything.
right.
Right. Cool dude.
So 2 weeks later, Pemberton told Robinson he'd gotten a patent for Coca-Cola as the sole owner, and then had sold 2/3 of the rights.
And he was like,
He's like,
any more good news, asshole? What?
I can't believe when I went into fucking business with a cocaine morphine addict
God.
that this wouldn't work out.
He's making weird decisions.
Now Robinson,
It's like he's not all there.
Now Robinson's furious. He consulted with a lawyer, John Candler.
Oh,
Now, John
Candler.
Candler is the brother of Asa Candler, the guy who had, when Pemberton fallen ill, taken all the equipment.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he wanted Candler to see if he didn't think he could have our
So
rights.
he
maintained.
goes over there to see if he has a case, and he's like, "Yeah, I actually bought all that equipment off that guy for $2."
Yeah, my
So-
brother sold it to me.
Yeah, so
So Candler goes to see Pemberton, who is now bedridden, and Pemberton tells Candler that his partners were mistaken. Quote, "They have got no interest in Coca-Cola whatever. I have done what they say, but I never did give them any rights in it. I don't make much difference, though. Even if they did have the rights, I don't know how you would get any money out of me." So he's basically saying they don't have the rights, and even if they did, I ain't got no cash.
so
I'm a drug addict.
things are good.
Candler then passed on the case.
This has been the shareholders meeting.
This Candler then passed on the case because there was no money in it. Now, remember, there are two other partners
Right.
that he brought in, Lowndes and Venable.
Okay.
And they had been made partners to promote Coke, but they didn't want to promote Coke now. Venable sold his shares to Lowndes, who then sold his shares to Walker,
Okay.
and a new investor, Mrs. Dozier.
Okay.
Venable then sold the rest of his shares to Joseph Jacobs of Jacobs Pharmacy, which is the first place that served Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Venable and Lowndes also left the equipment and stock in the basement of Jacobs Pharmacy.
Okay.
So Jacobs is making Coca-Cola at his soda fountain, and Pemberton is supposed to get a royalty of 5% per gallon of Coke made.
Right.
But Pemberton starts bothering Jacobs for advances on sales.
Jesus Christ. He's just a fucking street junkie. Hey, man, how many gallons they take? Huh? Come on, give me a gallon. I'm talking about future gallon earnings.
You're probably gonna sell like 10 gallons.
Come on,
this week.
come on. I'll suck your dick for a piece of that gallon. Come on, man. Fucking give me the fucking money.
Coke dick.
Come on, dude. Come on.
That's the story of the beginning of Coca-Cola. Just some guy blowing another guy.
Come on. Suck your dick for this gallon.
Jacobs was not pleased. In October 1887, Pemberton put an ad in the Atlanta Constitution paper. Wanted. An acceptable party with $20,000 to purchase 1/2 interest in a very profitable and well-established manufacturing business. Absolutely no risk. And guaranteed 50% profit on investment. 3 new investors stepped up and each paid $20,000 for 1/2 interest in Coca-Cola. Pemberton failed to mention to the 3 new investors that he had already sold off 2/3 of Coca-Cola.
He's
got like
shady.
I mean, if we're counting, I think he's got
a lot of investors.
I think he's got 9 investors.
slowly Madoffing.
Robinson still wants justice, so he contacts Asa Candler, who 5 years before had managed to swindle Pemberton out of everything.
Right.
So this is the brother of it. Asa then put his sights on Coca-Cola. First, he contacted Jacobs, who complained about Pemberton always hitting him up for money. Asa offered to trade his Coca-Cola rights for stock in a glass company.
Okay.
So Asa's like, all right, check it out. I'll take your Coca-Cola rights. I'll give you stock in this glass company, and you're good to go. You got Pemberton out of your hair. So Jacobs agrees. He's like, great, as long as fucking junkie Pemberton goes away. The next week, the glass factory burned down.
Jesus.
It was not insured.
Oh, God.
Pemberton's new investors formed the Pemberton Medicine Company with him. All rights to manufacture his products were given to the new business. The partners immediately began making lemon and orange elixir, Coca-Cola, and other medicines. They had no idea the rights to Coca-Cola had been sold off.
This is... It's got to be nerve-wracking if you're Pemberton. A little bit.
Oh, my, he doesn't care. He just wants to get high. Then Charlie Pemberton showed up.
Oh, boy.
He demanded that he run the manufacturing of Coca-Cola. His dad delayed making that call while Charlie went about, quote, throwing tantrums, boozing, and wheedling. I don't know what wheedling is.
I think it's what your gardeners
I looked it up, but I can't remember. A couple of weeks went by. Then Pemberton told his new partners that he had signed the rights over to Charlie some time ago.
Oh, to Charlie?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, to Charlie. But he had forgotten because he was high on morphine.
Because I was quitting cocaine at the time.
So listen, you guys, it's just some bad news. I know you 3 each gave me $20,000.
What the fuck is happening?
Okay, so I said that my son Charlie could have all the rights to everything. But here's the deal.
You sold...
No, here's the deal. Not my fault. Because I was on heroin.
Okay, I'm really...
You know what I mean? I was high out of my... Hey, look at me. I was high out of my fucking mind.
Yeah, no,
So it's Charlie's business.
Right.
But I don't remember. Yeah. That's why it's not my fault.
Why don't you remember?
I was on heroin.
Yeah, okay.
Morphine.
All right, well...
I was on morphine.
Okay.
You guys want to get some Coke?
No, you should not be doing any more cocaine and stop selling the company to everybody.
By the way, I want you to meet some new partners.
God damn it!
Meanwhile, Candler incorporated the Coca-Cola company with Charlie, right? So now Asa Candler, the guy who fucked his dad out of money, is now partnering up with his son.
Right.
And a man who still had some shares, Warren, as partners. So this other guy's got shares somehow. Within months, Asa Candler bought out Charlie for $500. Then he bought almost all of Walker's stake. Walker then hit the road selling...
Candler must be really glad he met the Pembertons.
Right?
Yeah.
Walker then hit the road selling Coca-Cola around the South, and Robinson would be the guy manufacturing it, while Asa owns most of the company at this point. Pemberton then convinced his partners that Coca-Cola was trademarked, but the formula was not. This meant they could make imitations. Right? So now he doesn't own the company.
He doesn't own the company. He doesn't own the rights.
But he's going to make the same thing, just call it something else.
That's
what he's... So now he's got these guys who invested so much money. He's like, hey, you guys, I got a new idea. We're going to make it, just call it something else.
But we already make the goddamn thing.
No, but we're going to make it...
Stop competing with the business you sold us, you motherfucker!
We're going to make it more.
God damn it.
This should be This
is a how-to.
This origin story of Coca-Cola is the ultimate description of cocaine use. So they tried cranking out what they called first Yum Yum and then Coke, Koke. They did not catch on. Then one of the partners walked away. On August 16th, 1888, on August 16th, 1888, John Pemberton died at the age of 57 of stomach cancer. His obituary read, he was the oldest druggist in Atlanta and one of the best-known citizens, an especially popular gentleman. Asa Candler paid Dr. Pemberton a beautiful tribute of respect, speaking of his lovable nature and many virtues. He voiced, he said, the feelings of all present that our profession has lost a good and active member. Asa Candler even served as pallbearer. One of the business partners said, quote, Dr. Pemberton was in bad health. We did not know what was the matter with him, but it was revealed he was a drug fiend.
You imagine if there were like 80 pallbearers, they'd all been promised.
Right.
We're also pallbearers.
We're not. Hey, guys, there's a lot of us here.
Yeah.
Everybody just grab a piece or
Except
whatever.
for $5, I could be a pallbearer. You
Candler
too?
then bought the Coca-Cola formula, which is the last thing that he had held on to that he kept selling, for $600 from Mrs. Pemberton. He also bought the remaining shares from Woolfolk Walker and Miss Dozier, the last investors. In 1889...
It's quite a coup.
Yeah. In 1889, he told a reporter, Coca-Cola was introduced to the public a little over a year ago in a modest way. Its inventor was unable to devote to it the means necessary for its general introduction to the public. 1892, Asa Candler incorporated the Coca-Cola Company, the current legal name. 2 years later, Charlie Pemberton died of an opium overdose. So the son was addicted to
Sure.
He was 40. Meanwhile, Coca-Cola took off. It was considered an intellectual beverage among rich white people.
White people are the worst.
Yeah, the total worst.
It makes your brain better.
Shit, we're better than everyone because we're drinking Coca-Cola. Another reason for us to be great.
Hey, to us.
But true success came when the Coca-Cola Company began bottling it in 1899. Now minorities who couldn't sit at soda fountains could get it. Anyone who had a nickel could buy it, and many did. Suddenly, with black people now enjoying cocaine, middle-class white people became concerned about the use of cocaine.
Surely. Well, now you see that black people are doing it. It seems terrible.
Southern newspapers reported that, quote, Negro cocaine fiends were raping white women, and the police were unable to stop them. Asa Candler caved to the racist pressure in 1903 and removed cocaine from Coca-Cola. It was replaced with more sugar and caffeine.
The reason why cocaine got taken out of Coke
Is racism.
It
wouldn't be the most American drink of all time if that wasn't the case.
That's just crazy.
In 1908, Mrs. Pemberton fell ill. Some women went to Asa Candler and asked if he would give her $50 a month to live on. He said no, and she died in September of 1909 of cancer. When the company moved in 1910, Asa Candler ordered all documents that were related to Pemberton and other investors burned. There were no ill feelings about the success Candler had with the company. The Pemberton family believed Coca-Cola would never have been successful under John Pemberton. It would have just been lost like so many other soda tonics at the time. Today, in Coca-Cola's Atlanta Museum, tour guides tell visitors that Coca-Cola never had any cocaine in it.
Really? What the fuck? They can't do that. What's their problem? Should be proud of that past.
Because the guy who created cocaine was a fucking drug fiend.
Tell the story. Have you been on those tours? You need to spice it up.
Oh, I'm sure they're terrible.
They're terrible.
And then they put sugar in it. And here, try some.
How about that?
It's crazy, but they should get... I'm pissed about the Coca-Cola tour. They should fucking tell...
And the reason why we stopped using cocaine
was because they were worried that black people were raping white women. If you look over here on the right, you'll actually see some of the early bottles. That's actually fascinating. You can see how much thicker the glass... Yes, that the black people were raping. You can see the glass is thicker, which they ended up having to stop because procedurally that was... raping.
Yes. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
You said something about...
And I want to point out, everyone, there's a gift shop, so if you guys want to take pictures with this stuff at the end, there's a great Yes, the question.
But the black people raping white women?
Yes,
because they used because they had
Yes.
drank Coca-Cola?
Yes, the black people were drinking Coca-Cola, and the white women were being... We take cash at the store. We'll take debit at the store. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. And guys, if you have
is there Pepsi in the store?
there's
Is
no...
there a less rapey soda drink?
No, but actually, this is a fun fact. No flash photography on the tour while we're taking it. Wow, fucking crazy though.
But it wouldn't be America if the number one drink didn't have a crazy background.
I'm curious how long until we have crack beer.
Oh God, crack beer.
I still think cocaine should be in some wines. So I'm on record.
Have the states that have legalized pot? Have they started putting pot in wine and stuff?
No, remember when we did that festival? There's but there's totally pot drinks.
That was a pot drink, yeah.
Yeah, which I haven't tried it yet. It's called like Sprig or something.
I think I gave it to you, didn't I?
Yeah, but
You lost it.
I don't know what happened to my weed beverage, man. Fucking there 1 minute and fucking I don't know. I'm like Pemberton with my weed sodas.
Holy shit.
Well, shit, dude. That's fucking crazy. And
I want to thank Christine for research on that. She sent that to me and she was like, I don't know if there's much here. And I read it and I was like, what?
oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
All right, guys. I hope you learned something today.
I can't. That felt like 2 episodes.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Jesus Christ.
And I also, when I was writing it, I had to draw up a diagram because I was getting so confused by all the
Yeah,
names.
no, there's a lot. Well, that's what happens when you run a pyramid scheme or a
when
Ponzi
you're
scheme.
on cocaine.
Yeah.
Trying to run a business.
Just selling.
It turns out there's going to be
9
90
owners.
people.
It's like there's not a lot of polygamy CEOs. Like where you're like, you think that 9 different people are like, you're married to him too.
You are also married to him?
Well, that's strange because I said I was the only. That's interesting.
All right.
Right. Well,
But I love that a con man basically is the guy who won.
yeah.
The guy who comes in and this
the guy who's like,
predatory asshole who takes
slowly
advantage
but surely monopolized. Yeah.
Yep. He knew what he's doing.
Anyway, Pepsi it is.
All right, Pepsi it is. We're signing cars.
Yeah.
Calling on Gareth Force. This is Gareth, part of the bad boys of this podcast. Listen, go to GarethReynolds.com for tickets and information about these shows I'm about to mention. Also, go follow me on Instagram or any of that stuff at Reynolds Gareth. But I'm going on the road. I will be in Greenwood Village, Colorado, September 12th through the 14th at Comedy Works. San Diego, September 18th. Bakersfield, September 20th. Manchester, Connecticut, September 24th. Albany, New York, September 25th. Syracuse, New York, September 26th. Ontario, California, October 2nd, Tempe, Arizona, October 3rd. I'll be at Helium in Portland, November 1st through the 3rd. Then I will be in Eugene, Oregon, November 4th, and Bend, Oregon, November 5th. 2 shows, November 6th in Seattle. One of them is close to selling out or sold out, so we added a second. November 7th, I'll be in Vancouver, British Columbia. Then you can see me on New Year's Eve in Austin, Texas at the Great Cap City Comedy. Like I said, that's New Year's Eve. Go to GarethReynolds.com for tickets and information. Be part of the Gareth Force. At Reynolds Gareth, GarethReynolds.com. That's where you can get all your stuff. Gareth Force, join me. Love you. Marry me.
Are you feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or struggling with your mental well-being? Taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. With Aurora Mental Health and Recovery, you can get the care you need. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, depression, or simply need someone to talk to, we can help. So if you're ready to take control of your mental health, visit auroramhr.org today. That's auroramhr.org. Aurora Mental Health and Recovery is here for you.